apparently the trade war that's going on between America and China is not affecting China the way some of us would think. And the Chinese are coming on TikTok and they are waging war on the luxury brands that Americans love so much. All right. So all these brands that say made in Italy, apparently they're not made in Italy. Them boys is made in China. All right. So let's see what's going on with this right here. I want you to see what's up, and then we're gonna chop it up. All right. Check this out, man.
The bag can never be luxury. However, in fact, more than 80% of the luxury bags in the world are made in China. But those luxury brands just won't acknowledge that. They take almost finished bags from China factories back to their own countries and just do the repackaging and logo installing, something like that. That way, the bags will appear at their boutiques as made in Italy or made in France. You know, those sophisticated European countries, which make you feel mysterious, royal, and thus luxury. Now, close your eyes. Let's just do a little very easy experiment in your head, okay? Imagine that you have Hermes bag and suddenly the label on it changed from made in France into made in China, while everything else like leathers, zippers, and hardware remain the same. Do you suddenly feel that your bag is not as luxury as before? If you do, that means you have been misled and poisoned by the market campaign of those luxury brands for too long. Welcome to the real world. Now you see, those bags are made in China by our intelligent and diligent Chinese artisans. Let's not be poisoned and misled by the market campaign any longer, and be a real person. Buy a bag from our factory in China. See the real world for yourself.
Here's what's going on, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of like what this man is doing, because you see, when there's competition, it's always best for the consumer. What this man is unveiling right now is pretty much what I suspected, and it makes 100% sense. If I'm a company and I know I'm not even at this point, I'm not even selling a product. I'm selling the idea of a product. All right. I got this Hermes or Chanel bag or whatever. But as soon as I change the tag from made in Italy to made in China, the value of that bag decreases or increases based off of the idea of the bag. So if I'm a smart business person, I realize that these people don't care about the quality. They care about the idea of what I'm selling. So as long as I can maintain the idea, now my next goal is to produce this the most cheapest way possible. Actually, it's funny. That's what happens in China. A lot of you guys see in America, we only have Apple and Android. But in China, they have a bunch of different cell phones and they compete with each other. And Samsung's out there too. Apple and Samsung, And the reason why their phones over there are so much better is because of the competition. There's so many different people trying to compete for, the consumer out there. But over here in America, when you only know two different phone companies, the other phone companies, they're not going to care enough to invest or put new, better products in this country because we're so used to the idea instead of the functionality of something that it would make no sense. Like a super dope fire phone could be released here in America, but it would never sell because we don't care about functionality here. Like we've been so brainwashed, and not me, because listen, if y'all been watching me long enough, you already know, bro. I wear my actually, no, I can't lie, because your boy just started to get a little bit bougie on him, actually, but I'm not proud of it. Regardless, though, you know what I mean? Like because America the Americans are so easily manipulated, and luxury and flashiness and all these false standards of living. It would make sense for a company to just be like, oh yeah, what? They only care about the made in Italy sticker? Fuck it. Make this shit in China and just put the sticker on it. You understand? And that's what this man is doing right now. Because and I learned something else too, but before, actually, no, I should play the video because I'll probably butcher trying to explain what I seen. And it's going to come up because there's so many layers to this thing right here. You know what I mean? It's not only just the luxury brands right now that are going through it. You know what I mean? It's also these factories that are going through it, because you got to understand, once these tariffs hit, in China, these factories are like, oh, okay, well, then you think you're just getting these cheap BS products from us, but little did you know, all the stuff that you guys are paying big dollars for, they being made out here. Now this guy's on TikTok and they keep on taking his channel down. And actually, I do want to talk about TikTok. No bully, I don't care how many stories like this, bro. I don't care how many followers I got on TikTok. It's not good, bro. Until they sell TikTok, bro, it's not good. I'm like, I don't even like making TikTok videos. It's just whatever. I gotta play the game. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's just like this man has been kind of like, pulling the wool over pulling the wool from underneath people's feet and exposing the truth. And regardless of if you like the truth or not, you should always be able to find the truth. You understand? And because this truth is hurting these luxury brands, you know what I mean? Once you tell the people, hey, that thing that you're paying a $500 for is really made for $5 in this factory somewhere instead of where you think it is, then it hurts the brand. And so they got his channel taken down, and he's going to talk about it. And that's what really irks me about what's going on with this whole situation, because when it comes to social media and TikTok and all this other stuff, man, it's just like, man, like the landscape has just changed so much, and we all lose. You know what I mean? Every person that consumes social media, we all lose when a big player can come in the game and just shut information out like this. Check this out. We got some more. I think this is where he talks about his channels getting taken down. Look at this.
It's consumers versus producers, U.S. versus China. For Unans chase cheaper, Ripple turns into.
And listen, make sure you tap into Pink Book Lessons, man. Her channel is fire. I don't know why she got demonetized, bro. That's a bad hit. I don't know why that lady got demonetized, but she deserves to get monetized, man. So, all right, let's see what's up.
Again, our TikTok accounts are permanently disabled. Well, to be honest, I can't really remember how many times. Maybe this is the 7th or the 8th time. And why does this keep happening? Well, in one of the videos I posted in one of our permanently disabled already accounts, I explained that because I spilled too much tea, I shared too much inconvenient information about the cost of the bags, so that the capital behind those luxury brands are unhappy. And meanwhile, TikTok is spineless. So it's permanently disabled our accounts repeatedly. And it doesn't even give us an explanation. It just says you violated a rule. That's all. What rule? Oh, you mean the rule, don't make my capital masters unhappy, otherwise I will permanently disable you rule. Ah, okay, I see. TikTok, as the platform, you can permanently disable my accounts because you have support from the capital. But I have the support from the people all over the world, the people who are now already awakened, who now refuse to be brainwashed any longer by the capital, who now refuse to be ripped off any longer by the capital. From now on, I will register 1,000 new accounts. And even if you disable all of them, I will register the 1,001st account.
He want all the smoke, and I want to touch upon a few things, because y'all know me. If I don't talk about it right away, it'll leave my brain. You know what I mean? One thing that I'm realizing what's happening now is this whole trade war is kind of, this is a backfire, because these Chinese manufacturers, what they decided to do now is go direct to consumer, which is not what the big brands want. So the people that are making all these high luxury brands, usually they're unlisted. You know what I mean? They're exclusive to the companies they work with, because it's good business. You know what I mean? Like these people, you build a relationship, they guarantee a certain amount of orders, so you stick with them. But because of this whole trade war going on, these companies have decided, and you know what's messed up? They're going to make more money like this too. If anything, this opens up. They're going to make more money and things are going to be cheaper for us, to be honest with you. If I understand it right, these manufacturers are now opening TikTok accounts, WhatsApp, like ways for you to communicate with them, and Facebook for you to go directly to the consumer, no more middleman. So the Nikes that are being made for $10 and being jacked up by, you know, the company Nike for $150, well, the manufacturer says, yo, listen, you don't got to pay $150. We make them for 10, pay us 15. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, it's a win-win for them and it's a win-win for us. And that's how I really look at it. And also there's a win in another way too, because it destroys the facade, it destroys the idea of what you're wearing is somehow more superior. There was a video that was pretty interesting, bro. Like, and I don't know why I watched a video today that changed my entire perspective, and I feel so dumb that I did not think about this earlier. You know how we're always saying things from China are so cheap? Oh, stuff from China is so cheap. Like, I don't like stuff from China. It'd be cheap. Like, we're talking about cheaply made, but we don't really be talking about cheap in price. So when a Chinese manufacturer makes something that's $2 worth, then that's the value of it in real life. But when you bring it to America and you jack up that $2 product for $200, everybody here in America's perspective is this is cheap, this is trash. But if you paid $2 for that same thing that you're calling cheap and trash, you wouldn't think it. Wait, is this Michael? Okay, yeah, you wouldn't think it would be cheap and trash because you only paid $2 for it. Your expectations are high because of the price that you're paying, and so, like, on my life, like, I realized today, I'm like, wait a minute. This stuff is cheap because it's made to be cheap. And we're only paying so much for it because of the middleman that's charging whatever he wants for the product that I'm paying for. So in reality, like, corporate greed, which always has a role to play, right? Like, I'm over here like, in reality, if you think about it, corporate greed has a role to play in this, but it always does. But it's just they've done such a good job of, like, are we under a spell or something? Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, because I'm so mad that I didn't even, and it's like, I know things are made cheaply in China, and it's just like, why wouldn't I correlate that with, so if they're cheap, if they're made for cheap money, then they're made with cheap products. You know what I mean? So I think this is a good thing for the people. You know what I mean? I think this is a good thing for the people. Maybe now we'll start to value things a little bit more. And, you know, anytime corporations can get brought down to size, it's a good thing for us all. You know what I mean? Especially when that corporation is built its brand off of an idea, off of a concept of luxury, when in reality, they're giving you the trash, the $2. Look, this guy's spilling the beans right now. He's like, yo, bro, we make this. Oh, no, I don't think we got there yet. Hold on. Look at this.
Continue to spill the tea of the cost of bags and continue to make great bags of right prices for all the people around the world. Chinese people are not afraid of hard work and sacrifice. Chinese people are not afraid of oppression and tyranny. Otherwise, we wouldn't have stood up from the more than 100 years of foreign invasion, oppression, and colonization from 1840 to 1945. Otherwise, we wouldn't have become what we are now. And in the future, China will take lead in the world, not by ripping off other peoples and countries, but by honestly and equally developing with other countries and peoples.
He's out here saying he spilled too much tea.
And then, oh yeah, the too much tea thing is hilarious. You know, he be saying the N-word when nobody's around. Here's the thing, right? Another thing that I realized about China too, and I remember when I seen you guys ever see a real video of China, like their skyline, like their cities, like, yo, bro, they got a lot of stuff over there. Like, I think also, like, not only has America been hypnotized in the delusion that, you know, the stuff that we're being made, the stuff that's being made is worth more than it actually is, but they've also made us, and they did a little bit of this with Africa too, you know what I mean, where they make America's a great country. First, before I say what I'm about to say, I love America. This is home. This is where I want to be. You know what I mean? I am who I am because of here. But I've been traveling a lot recently, and I gotta admit, bro, everywhere I go, I'm like, damn, bro, like, why doesn't America have this? Or like, this is kind of dope. This is this and that. And so once you kind of like see what's outside in the world, like, you realize, like, wait a minute, nah, like, if anything, they're probably selling the cheap stuff to us because some of the stuff that I'm saying, they got cars with like they got a bunch of stuff where I'm like, yo, bro, like this is a pretty good concept right here. You know what I mean? If this works out, this could be revolutionary, a game changer. You know what I mean? They already got a leg up on the solar. They already got a leg up on AI. Recently, what was that? DeepSeek or whatever? It went viral for being what Chat GPT is for a fraction of the cost. So it's just like maybe these people aren't as primitive or aren't as like whatever, like low on the totem pole as America and the world would like you to believe. Because like, you know, perception is everything. This is why a lot of the times, especially if you have children of color, it's very important for you to reinforce their confidence. Because if you walk around thinking something is real, at some point you'll manifest that into your reality. So, you know, if the people are over here walking around thinking, yeah, these people are nothing, these people aren't a threat, these people are blah blah blah, you're not really going to see the thing that's coming at you. You know what I mean? Like it's beneficial to somebody for you to be asleep. It's beneficial for somebody for you to not know what's going on around the world and how powerful somebody who may be perceived as an enemy really is. You know what I mean? I don't perceive China as an enemy. You know what I mean? It's definitely competition, and competition can be scary at times.